I'm re-recording a video about why I've called this channel Laser and why I've called my Kick channel Laser. The fact of the matter is that it's a period of history from the 1960s until 1990s where Britain had offshore radio stations. They weren't pirates, they were offshore, they were independent, they were commercial. And basically, Radio 1 and Radio 2 are fake news stations. You shouldn't listen to them, and they're not free radio. Free radio is free of British government control, so Capital Radio isn't a free radio station. Neither is This Is Heart. That's the most pathetic British crap as well. An absolutely horrendous format. And there are some independent stations that are around, but they're regulated by Ofcom. I mean, why do we need Ofcom? As long as you don't say anything absolutely completely outrageous which could land you in court, I don't see the need for regulators. Maybe this is why Candy Woodlupner is such an absolute censor. But that's not the point of this video. Why the name Laser? Well, if the British were able to stop a pirate radio station, they can stop these illegal invaders coming across, because the efforts they went into to shut down Laser were just ridiculous. The reason why they shut down Laser and not Caroline was because Laser was going after the big boys and did it really well. It was a commercial station par excellence. It was taking listeners away from Capital Radio, which had an FM frequency. Laser had an AM frequency, and yet got round the issue of getting high frequencies on. And their transmitter was better than Radio 1, and the iconic pew laser sound was actually that the Americans know about marketing as well. So their ship flag was "I want to communicate with you." It was a great ethical station. It wasn't Radio 1 where Savile was basically doing his thing, Tim Westwood, all the other paedophiles who worked for Radio 1. So that's the name in a nutshell. So the British government are total hypocrites. The British have the right to board a ship. They claim under international law. You answer the multiple choice. The British will board a ship, which is the correct answer. A, if it's drug trafficking. B, people smuggling. Or C, running a pirate radio station. The answer is, of course, C. The British government essentially closed down Radio Caroline by essentially saying that they would board the ship, and then Radio Caroline just gave up. But Radio Caroline was not an ethical station. It was literally broadcasting new age shit into people's heads. Laser was different. It had an ethical policy. But the British government closed down Laser. They put a ship out to stop other small boats supplying Laser and Caroline. And when they closed Laser down, they took the ship. They'd never bothered Radio Caroline. You can look up this in history. That's why I gave this channel the tribute name Laser. Now, for any of you Bobites listening, you can make a distinct choice. Stop listening to Radio 1. Stop listening to Radio 2. Stop listening to the flipping BBC. We don't have free radio. Heart and Capital are part of Global, who are, as the name kind of suggests, you would say globalists. I would say propagandists for the government. If you want to listen to music or like 80s music, Laser is a good option. There is also Big L is back. They were the original independent pop station. They were the original Radio London. And basically they can't even call themselves Radio London because the BBC has stolen that name. So I'm into freedom of speech. I am peed off at the moment, but it's all good. I'm out of Britain now. I may actually see if I can get a consortium together to get a new pirate radio station together. What do you think? We need a free speech radio in Britain. You can tell when I've been listening to Fox News. It's quite funny, really. Adios.